Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And as I said I would in the previous video, I waited till about 2 days left in my cycle. And as you guys can see, for those of you who watched the previous video on the T-Mobile is able to handle the usage, I'm now over 1 gig. Around 1.1 gigs to be exact. And that's total usage. That's everyone. That's 5 lines, FWA, home internet, and majority of the usage, about close to 800 gigs, is coming from the home internet. So T-Mobile can handle the usage with the spectrum assets, the density that they've built. Now, do with that as you will. For some of you, T-Mobile may not work. It just doesn't adequately serve you. It doesn't work for coverage where you work, live, and play, whatever that may be. I'm just telling you guys based on my experience from even let's say 6-7 years ago. T-Mobile did a complete 360. T-Mobile in 2015, 2016, 2017 wasn't meeting my needs. They just weren't good enough. They had no coverage where I worked. The calling was bad. The mid-band was congested. They just kept loading it up. Just wasn't working for me. So then that's when I switched to AT&T and then ended up on Verizon. Verizon ended up handling my needs. But then 2020 comes around. I always had T-Mobile as a second line. But during, the COVID situation, T-Mobile now transitioning with the Sprint merger, putting the spectrum on air, I moved back to T-Mobile, got moved all my lines over to T-Mobile, and then 2.5 kicked in, and it was just a drastically better experience. Since then, of course, they added backup generators to sites for redundancy. They shortly at 3-4 months after I went back to T-Mobile, they approved me for home internet during the beta. And the rest is history for now. It's been able to meet my needs, handle my usage adequately, no issues. I did have some FWA issues at my old address, but now at the new place where I'm staying, I haven't had any issues. So that tells me that the sector that's handling the neighborhood, it has adequate amounts of capacity. They're handling this area very well. And I've put in some addresses on some surrounding houses, and they aren't approving them. So they've did the math correctly for this neighborhood. They analyzed it correctly, and there is still plenty of capacity to go around for continued FWA users that have the service and mobile users as well. So yeah, T-Mobile, they can handle the usage with the 2.5, even in a market as mine, as fragmented as I am. 80 megahertz split, 240 megahertz channels. That's all we got for now. And it's able to handle the usage. So I can just imagine in a market that has 140, 160, 180, in some cases 190 megahertz of N41, if they manage it correctly, the engineers, they should be able to handle the FWA mobile users and more mobile users that they're growing into without any issues. And that should just get even better as they move to more standalone, move to voice over NR, get everybody moved over to that 5G standalone core experience. That should just get better as time goes on. So I just wanted to share that with you guys in today's video, share my full cycle. I know there's 2 days left. I'll probably end up at 1.2, if anything. But just wanted to share over a gig. Experience hasn't changed. FWA still streams 4K, no problem. I did have a couple more games that updated this cycle. I watched a couple more 4K movies. So that's why the usage is going from 700 to a gig. But T-Mobile handled it no problem. And I will continue to do this, monitor this. Okay, how is it handling it at the end of the year? How is the usage being handled in 2025 with mobile FWA? And we'll see, right? Right now, there aren't any permits for C-band and DoD from my market. They're just, right now, there's permits where they're adding The Ericsson Air Panel for Massive MIMO, they're moving PCS and AWS onto Massive MIMO, which on N66 and N25 is going to mean more spectral efficiency, more capacity, but we'll see how long it's going to take them to scale that. For now, there's about like 7-8 sites that have been permitted for, so I will continue to keep track of that. But for now, just wanted to share the usage experience with you guys as I cross over a gig. And I mean, yeah, one gigabyte, and there hasn't been any issues. My usage is continuing to stay the same. It's handling my needs, and we'll see how that goes in the future. So make sure you guys stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.